I love that place. And I look at the banners each and every time, each and every game, and look at the retired numbers and look around and see Red Auerbach sitting over there and seeing all the other fans who have been there throughout the entire string of Celtic championships, and to realize that now I'm a part of that. And although we haven't won the championship yet, we think we're going to.
The young Houston Rockets had exceeded expectations and robbed NBA fans of a much-anticipated rematch between the Lakers and Celtics.
Question on the Celtics game.
Again, everybody, this is Johnny Most, high above courtside, here at the Boston Garden, where the Boston Celtics and the Houston Rockets get ready for basketball battle in game number 1 of the World Series of Basketball, the NBA Finals. And I want to tell you, both of these ball clubs are at least talk ready.
For the second time in the 80s, the Rockets were heading to Boston for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. After winning his first championship in 1981, Larry Bird led the Celtics to victory against the Lakers in 7 games in 1984. After losing to LA in the '85 Finals, Bird was eager to hang another banner from the rafters in Boston Garden.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, the bird is a winner. Well, a bird, bird. The bird's a winner. Well, don't you know about the bird? Well, everybody knows that the bird is a winner. Well, a bird.
Ralph Sampson had just 2 points on 1 of 12 shooting after getting in early foul trouble. Hakeem had 25 points in the first half of Game 1, but Boston would take control of the game in the third quarter and took a 1-0 series lead.
Everybody's heard about the bird.
Get tighter and tighter. By the last game, your foot is like in a spastic state, but you're really ready to play because it hurts so much you want to kill people. So that's really the secret of the Celtics.
Particularly me.
That's really the key to the Celtics playing very aggressive, is that your feet hurt so bad from Ray. My last game was Ray so fired up. That was one of the reasons I collared Kurt Rambis. My foot hurt so bad. Kurt, I'm just kidding, babe.
The Celtics were still built around the core players from the team Bill Fitch had built earlier in the decade but had made a few additions. Boston's front court of Kevin McHale and Robert Parish was bolstered with the arrival of veteran Bill Walton. After he left Portland, he moved to his hometown San Diego Clippers, but injuries devastated his career, and before moving to Boston he had played just 14 games in the past 4 seasons.
I had a very successful collegiate career and a successful early pro career. Then all of a sudden things sort of fell apart with a lot of injuries.
I looked into his eyes and I saw a fierce pride and fierce determination.
He came in town a few days early, and the first place that he stopped was at my house. And that said a lot about the person. You know, he wanted to make sure that I didn't feel threatened, make sure that he was going to be received very well.
From being told that I would be lucky to even walk without a limp to being back in the NBA Finals, I mean, it's just, it's a tremendous accomplishment.
The strength and experience of the Celtics' big men provided a formidable challenge to the power and athleticism of the Twin Towers.
And welcome to the twinkling lights of Boston, a city that history never forgets. The most famous jockey of all time, Paul Revere, rode his greatest race here. But this week, the Boston Garden gets as much attention as the Old North Church. Folks have been buying peanuts and coming on inside this aging arena for almost 50 years. And once inside, they've seen championship fights. They've watched their beloved Boston Bruins win Stanley Cups here. They have witnessed famous politicians speaking here, some from across the Atlantic. But the Garden is best known because of the Boston Celtics, 15 NBA titles, from Cousy to Bird, from Arbach cigar smoke to Casey Jones Cool. Now, most who come to play here against the Celtics on the familiar parquet do so with awe and reverence, unless you grew up playing soccer in Lagos, Nigeria. You see, Hakeem Olajuwon of the Houston Rockets, he did not grow up reading about Russell and Heights, and he took one look at the Boston Garden this week and pronounced it a dump. Tonight, Olajuwon and his Houston teammates will attempt to prove their lack of respect for the Celtic mystique. It is Game 2 of the NBA Finals between Boston and Houston.
On March the 18th day, we hoisted our colours to the top of the mast, and for Greenland sailed away, brave boys, and for Greenland sailed away. The lookout.
The Twin Towers are scoring, and the Celtics are doing it the balanced way, leading by 10 at the half. Magic, everyone here in the Boston Garden asking, why aren't you out there on the floor with the Los Angeles Lakers? What happened?
Well, the Twin Towers is the reason I'm up here talking to you now, not down on the floor playing, but they just dominated us inside and just took it to us, and we just couldn't deal with their inside game.
When you do talk about Hakeem Olajuwon, you talk about the great opportunities that this country offers. And while this country is celebrating the 100th anniversary of the Statue of Liberty, that statue from Nigeria is celebrating 6 years of American liberty.
I love this country. I want to be here. I think America is the greatest country in the world, and there's no question about that. I've been all over Europe, and there's no country compared to the U.S.
The long journey to American stardom began in Lagos, Nigeria, where youngsters spend a lot of time dreaming. Hakeem dreamed of playing sports, but it was World Cup soccer he aspired to. He also wanted an American education and a chance to play basketball. And off the court, he's at the top of his game as well, and his girlfriend Lita says he is as generous as they come.
He's the most giving person that I've ever encountered, especially someone that's a superstar. Hakeem is constantly giving to everyone around him. And that's why I think he's constantly getting blessings back, because he has such an open heart.
In all areas, Hakeem is constantly unbeatable.
Unbeatable.
What about Hakeem now? How good is he going to become in the years ahead, Magic?
Just totally awesome. I think it's going to be his league in the next year or so. He's cat quick. You can't box him out. He has an array of shots. You just can't stop the man, and he runs the floor extremely well.
All right, well, he's going to need some extra here in the second half to bring the Rockets back.
Well, Bill Fitch said that if the Rodney-McRae matchup, the margin between McRae and Bird was close, that they would wear championship rings. It's not there tonight in the first half. He only scored 2 points. Peterson, who also played quick forward, scored 4.
That's game number 1, where McHale did a tremendous job with Larry Bird, who had a fine game. But tonight, Bird has 20, McHale has 2. Peterson has also played Larry Bird, but it hasn't been the way Bill Fitch would like.
His spyglass in his hand. There's a whale and a whale fishy cried. And she blows at every span, bright boys. And she blows at every...
Boston once again took control of the game in the third quarter and coasted to an easy win.
We got beat a number of times in the first 2 games after we had the home court advantage, and that just keeps on coming back in your mind. So game 2 is very important. When I stepped on the court that night, there's no question in my mind that if we were going to lose that basketball game, it was going to be because I lost it. I was going to take every shot that meant something. I was going to try to make every pass, and I was going to try to make every steal.
Larry is a great basketball player. He keeps getting better and better. And when that little picture machine starts going off, he's in a world of his own. And there isn't anybody in the world that's going to stop him. And when he gets it going like that, it's awesome. I really have some compassion for our ball club because I know they want to look better. I know they can play better. And it's embarrassing to be in a championship series and have one team dominate you the way Boston dominated tonight.
We're down 2-0. I think we can come back because we're going to play 3 games in Houston, and we're going to take it one at a time. I think we can beat them 3 straight in Houston without any question.
The Houston Rockets couldn't afford to lose Game 3 as the series shifted to Houston.
Bill Fitch and the Houston Rockets have got some soul-searching to do, for they have yet to solve the puzzle in green known as the Boston Celtics. For 2 games, the Rockets have been grounded by Boston's smothering defense. And now Houston returns home where they must regroup, knowing all too well that the puzzle has no simple solution.
The Rockets own the NBA's second-best home court record, and during the playoffs, they're undefeated in Houston.
Game 3 of the NBA Finals, and the Houston Rockets look to turn the tide after 2 losses in the steamy Boston Garden.
Welcome to the summit in Houston, Texas, and never did a basketball team need the affection of a home court more than the Houston Rockets. The Boston Celtics are at the front gate, and they're kicking the door down in this championship series. You know, this part of Texas is depressed economically, but the price of basketball is soaring. Ticket scalping is not illegal here in Texas, and those $18 seats that you see down in the front row are bringing upwards of $100 for this, the third and critical game. Now, the Boston Celtics have never lost a championship series when they went up 2 games to none. But despite that, the Rockets are terribly confident. Some might say even overconfident. Their big fella, Akeem the Dream Olajuwon, predicts flatly that the Celtics will not be able to win 2 of 3 games here. Here's what he had to say to Pat O'Brien.
You've been saying that today's a lock, that the Rockets are definitely going to win today.
Oh, yes, no question.
Why do you think that?
Because we're at home and everybody was disappointed the way we play in Boston, so now we're ready to play.
Why are you so confident about Game 3?
Because I know the way our team plays at home.
That's the Rockets' story at home. One of their 5 losses was to the Celtics, but Akeem did not play in Boston's win here during the regular year. Underway, controlled by the Celtics. Jake O'Donnell and Joe Crawford are the working officials. Game 3. McHale knocks it away to Reed. Fast break for the Rockets. Rodney McHale.
That's what they want to do. Whoever controls this first quarter, I think, is going to win this game, Dick.
Usually it's been the third for the Celtics in the first 2 games.
Houston will be a believer in themselves if they come off strong this first quarter.
And Larry Bird hits his first shot, and the net doesn't even shimmer. And we're tied 2-2. We're in sudden death playoff at the Kemper Open. We'll update that story for you. On the turnover, Bird with a runner. And Larry Bird has 4, and the Rockets have 2. Celtic guards have outplayed the Rocket guards by a mile. Here's Bird. And Bird is 3 for 3 and has accounted for all 6 Celtic points. Hakeem doubled with McHale and Ames. It scores anyway. McRae. Lloyd with 2 men on him. Sampson, offensive rebound. And Ralph Sampson showing already a different style from the first 2 games.
Running and jumping and getting physical. And it was one-on-one defense. No help for McHale that time against Olajuwon.
McHale hasn't scored yet, and now he's into the scoring column. The best shooter of any player on either team, Kevin McHale. And Sampson under the basket, and he outran the Celtics down the court. Wiggins has Dennis Johnson behind him. Open is Reed, but Hakeem takes it himself on the baseline. A fast-paced opening moment here at the Summit in Houston, Texas. Rockets 7-0 in the playoffs here.
Well, here at the half, a game the Rockets have to have, and they're up on the Celtics by 3 points, 62-59. But first, we want to go back in history in the NBA. The big men, the key to any victory. And, of course, the greatest winner of all time was Bill Russell. 11 titles in 13 years. Wilt Chamberlain, the great individual skills of the stilt. And then along came Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and he broke Chamberlain's all-time scoring record. But they all followed the first man, number 99, out at DePaul, and later with the Minneapolis Lakers, big George Mikan with that sweeping hook shot. And what a pleasure it is to have George with us. But George, you were at one time a commissioner of the ABA. This is a shot from that time. Look at that dark hair you had then. But what were your thoughts about this first half? I thought it was like a fight with the Rockets hitting the Celtics with their best shot.
Well, you know something, it's been very tenacious out there. The defense has been real strong. In the opening part of the game, Boston committed a lot of errors because of the pressing defense that Houston put on them. The second half, we're going to need some more shooting from the outside by Houston so they can keep the pressure off Olajuwon and Big Sampson. Olajuwon had a rather tough first half because he was triple teamed and all those things, but the guards did a fantastic job for him to keep him in the ballgame.
Quickly pick a winner for me, Houston or Boston?
Oh, you stinker. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you see, you never would go out on a limb.
Well, I would, but I would like to see Houston win.
Well, I think the foul trouble here, obviously, with 3 on Hakeem, it's going to interrupt their low post game. But they were going to Sampson more anyway, and Sampson's really been playing a fantastic game. Olajuwon only had 1 rebound in that first half and no offensive rebounds. So they've got to get him more involved. I'll tell you this, the third quarter defense is most important. That's where the Celtics have come to the fore.
One more time, baby, one more time.
Under 3 minutes to go, third period. One-on-one isolation. Bird against Reed. Gets help with 10 seconds. Ames. Walton. And Sampson blocks it out of bounds. 5 seconds on the clock for the Celtics to try a shot.
Tell me about Ralph Sampson after this one, will you? I mean, he's playing his heart out.
1:43 to go in the third period. Celtics were trailing by 3 at the half. Down by 4 after 1 period. They've had an 8-10-point lead. And Ralph Sampson with a short jump hook has 17 points. And Sampson is becoming the leader of this Rocket rally if they can do it.
They stayed with the Celtics in the first half but again let the game slip away from them in the third.
Houston on an 8-2 run now, and they've made a nice recovery from their doldrums early on in this period. Here's Reed. Sampson out of nowhere. It's a 2-point game. Ralph Sampson has come on and made a tremendous contribution to the Rockets today. The Celtics scored the first 11, but the Rockets came on at the end. And that's the end of the third period with the score, Celtics 84, the Rockets 80. 102-97, the Celtics lead with 2:50 to go in the fourth period. Here's Parish, faking one way, going the other. And Sampson gets another rebound. That's 21 for Ralph. 2:11 to go, and the Rockets going to have to be flawless at both ends if they're going to get back and win this. Sampson gets 2. Each was 3.
I always felt that the best point is around 15 seconds where you can get normally your best shot.
Dennis Johnson. And the rebound by Sampson. And the Rockets can come within one, and Mitchell Wiggins gets the basket and a foul. And we can tie it up here.
Here's Bird. He comes off the pick and roll. He gets the shot off cleanly. Now Olajuwon makes a clean rebound. And Bird gives it the big acting job, quite frankly. I think...
But they're not free and clear at all. Bird to Danny Ainge. And the Celtics lead with 45 seconds to go.
Once it gets in.
They go to Olajuwon, triple team him. Akeem, off balance, tipped up and in. That was Mitchell Wiggins with the tip in and a big one. And the Rockets regain the lead. 27 seconds and 19 on the shot clock.
Total disdain for the double team by Olajuwon that time.
And Wiggins made up for the missed free throw on the three-point play. That could have tied it. 15, 8 on the clock.
Celtics have a mismatch.
Parish inside. Misses. Bird. And let's see, the 24-second clock may have sounded. Might have been an inadvertent whistle there, Tom.
An inadvertent whistle, as saying, which means a jump ball.
An inadvertent whistle gave Ralph Sampson an opportunity to win back possession on a jump ball. A fourth-quarter comeback saw a tense finish as Houston clung onto a small lead in the closing seconds.
Boston's going to play the tip defensively, hoping the only way that Sampson's got an opening is back towards Wiggins, who's almost out of your screen, or is out of your screen on the left.
Houston controls, and Akeem is fouled with 5 seconds to go. Akeem could give the Rockets a 3-point lead. Going for his 24th point. He doesn't make it, and the Celtics call time. And a chance to tie with 5 seconds to go. Celtics out of timeout. Parish. Dennis Johnson, they stepped on the line. The Celtics stepped on the line and turned it over. And the Houston Rockets snuff out the Celtics and win for the first time in the NBA.
The Rockets have fought hard and earned their first win of the series but couldn't stop to savor the victory as they had an opportunity to even the series in Game 4.